Garret Anderson presents a fascinating statistical paradox in modern baseball. He spent 17 seasons piling up massive numbers while remaining largely invisible to the national media. Looking strictly at the local record book, he is the most prolific offensive producer the Los Angeles Angels have ever rostered. Anderson's totals for games, hits, doubles, and RBIs easily clear the rest of the Angels franchise pack. But despite owning the record book, when his name appeared on the Hall of Fame ballot, he received exactly 0% of the vote. How does a player with over 2,500 hits and a World Series ring completely fall off the national radar? It comes down to a clash of baseball philosophies. We have to weigh raw, high-contact volume against the hyper-efficient, advanced metrics that drive modern valuation. Analyzing these 10 milestones reveals exactly how our methods for defining a baseball legacy have shifted over time. We start with Fact 1. On August 21, 2007, Anderson became one of only 13 players in MLB history to drive in 10 runs in a single game. That kind of output required a specific input. Anderson used an ultra-aggressive, high-contact swing approach, especially with runners in scoring position. This dual-axis chart compares his run production with his on-base metrics. These massive RBI spikes contrast directly with a stagnant walk rate. In the eyes of modern analysts, that free-swinging style kept his on-base percentage low, costing him points in his overall value. Which brings us to Facts 2 and 3. His stellar 2002 World Series performance, capped off by the game-winning bases-clearing double in Game 7. The input here was elite mechanical coordination. Anderson possessed the rare ability to consistently put the barrel on the ball during high-leverage, two-strike scenarios when the stadium was at its loudest. But the trade-off was his disposition. Anderson was notoriously quiet. He never sought out the camera, failing to capitalize on his biggest moments of national exposure to build a personal brand. Yet that quiet, steady approach resulted in the ultimate outcome for Anaheim, the franchise's only championship. His mechanics were perfectly optimized for high-pressure situations, even if his personality was unsuited for building a loud national identity. Fact 4 highlights a different kind of endurance. Anderson recorded 20-game hitting streaks exactly 10 years apart, one in 1998 and another in 2008. To achieve that, the input had to be mechanical simplicity. He built a highly repeatable, line-drive swing and maintained it for a decade. The trade-off for that consistency was power. By prioritizing line drives, he sacrificed the 40 home run spikes that defined his peers during the steroid era. That brings us to Facts 5, 6, and 7, his Iron Man records. He amassed 2,529 hits, 1,292 RBIs, and posted 14 separate seasons batting over .280. The physical input required to reach those numbers was grueling. He spent years playing through chronic plantar fasciitis and back spasms, doing whatever it took to stay in the lineup every day. This breakdown graphic shows how the advanced metric WAR views that Iron Man effort. While his hits and RBIs built positive value, logging thousands of games with declining defense and low walk rates created negative modifiers, leaving his total score at a modest 25.7. Regardless of the metrics, his availability anchored the lineup during the 10-year transition from also-rans to consistent winners. Anderson willingly traded analytical efficiency for the sheer volume and availability required to anchor a major league team for 15 years. Facts 8 and 9 capture his brief moments of league-wide dominance, sweeping the 2003 All-Star Week hardware and finishing as the 1995 Rookie of the Year runner-up. During those windows, he absolutely stood among the game's elite national icons. The input was pure athleticism, combining the natural hand-eye coordination of a three-sport high school star with major league physical strength. But the trade-off is duration. These were relatively short peak windows, contrasting with Hall of Fame players whose entire legacy is built on a decade of sustained MVP-level dominance. Finally, Fact 10. His quiet retirement and his premature passing at age 53 in 2026. The moment he retired, Anderson separated his personal identity from the sport, leaving his gear in boxes and walking away without looking back. Because he refused to campaign for his own legacy, his historical standing now relies entirely on outside historians and fans advocating for his numbers. His quiet exit mirrored his playing style, steady, unflashy, and deeply respected by those paying close attention. When you look at the totality of these 10 facts, they reveal a player who is optimized for day-to-day team success rather than individual metric optimization. To see where he lands, we map his career on this quadrant chart, plotting everyday effort against peak national impact. His icon lands firmly in the zone of elite consistency and moderate national impact, securely in the category of a franchise immortal. For the sabermetric analyst, Anderson serves as a strict baseline, proof that 2,500 hits and 1,000 RBIs do not guarantee a Hall of Fame WAR without elite defense and high walk rates. For the memorabilia investor, his legacy represents a localized blue-chip asset. It holds immense value in Anaheim, but lacks broad national liquidity. But for the baseball purist, he is the ultimate success story. He answered the bell every single day and delivered a championship. He may never have a bronze plaque hanging in the halls of Cooperstown. Garret Anderson willingly traded that national recognition for localized legend status and a World Series ring, proving that in baseball valuation, context is everything.